Morning rituals in Amsterdam. Winding yarn.
What project to make today?
Yes.
All of them.
All the yellows. Hi everybody. Welcome to this episode of HipHipBarbaKnitStories. This is episode number 15, I think. My name is Linda and I'm talking to you from Reykjavik, Iceland. I have a few things scheduled for this episode. I have a few finished objects. I have some whips that I want to show you, and then I'm gonna do the first drawing for prizes of the Anything Icelandic knit along that I'm co-hosting with my friend Caitlin from the Wool Jewel podcast. There's a Ravelry group called HipHipBarbaKnitStories on that that is that where all the chatter for the Anything Icelandic knit along takes place, and we have quite a few finishes already. I don't have a finish myself yet, but you know, the knit along started on September 1st and it's running until January 15th because I want everybody to have enough time to do as many or few projects as they want. So I'm gonna go through my finishes and my whips and then talk a little bit about the Anything Icelandic knit along and show you the first prize. Okay, first up is what I'm wearing. It's the Moral Mania cardigan by Stephen West that I couldn't show you in person on my last episode because it was in Amsterdam, but since then I have traveled to Amsterdam myself and I got it back. So I'm gonna stand up so you can see it a little bit better. You can see the colors here, and I can't move any I can't move back, but I do have some photos of it that I will insert as I'm talking about it. This project was a lot of fun to make. I'm gonna take it off so I can show you better. You start with this huge color piece and it's really open in the front. The front hangs quite low, and I've heard a lot of people talking about that they are worried about how open it is, but you can definitely get like a shawl pin or like a big safety pin or something to just pin it closed if you feel like it. I quite like mine open and I use it like that most of the times, but I'm definitely gonna get like a shawl pin so that I can close it if I'm wearing it underneath a jacket or a coat for the cold winter months here. And yeah, it's a super fun project. It didn't really take that long to knit at all. So you start with the collar, which is a rib, and mine is done in baby suri from Ching Fibers. This is the honeycomb colorway, and I held it together with one strand of fingering weight yarn, which is the darker thread that you can see peeking through. So yeah, and then you just, right after you finish this color, you split for the front, the sleeves and the back, and then it's just knitting. It's all done in garter stitch except for the space, or I don't even know what to call it, like underneath the sleeves. And on the sleeves this panel goes all the way from the cuff underneath the sleeves and all the way down. And it gradually, this is the top of the sweater, and it gradually decreases all the way down. And after I had finished decreasing, I just did the I-cord bind off. The pattern says that you can do a border similar to the color on the bottom, but I wanted it to be a little bit shorter, and I wanted just a clean, simple finish, and I-cord is kind of my thing to go to when I'm, you know, it's a perfect way to bind off in I would say like in the I-cord bind off is just a nice clean finish, much better, I think, at least for my taste, than a regular bind off. So I really enjoyed knitting this sweater, and I'm so happy to have it back here. I've been wearing it pretty much every day since I got back. I also did the cuffs pretty long. I wanted it to kind of mimic the collar. I wanted it both to be kind of long. So yeah, this is my sweater. And when I just leave it open, hanging, it hangs, my belly button is a little bit lower than the opening, but I like it open just like this. I think it looks really good like that. So yeah, happy to have this back. It's so warm and perfect for these cold and crisp autumn days that we are having here in Iceland. I also got my Glow with the Flow sweater back. And this is something that I'm probably gonna live in, as well as this one. I think these two are gonna be my go-to sweaters this winter and autumn. With this sweater, I started with doing the neckline, and the neckline is quite wide and it hangs low. So you definitely have to wear something underneath, unless you want a boob show, almost. So yeah, it hangs all the way down here, and it's quite short. Let me see if I can move the tripod a little bit. Here we go. It's a little bit longer in the back than in the front, and I wanted to do different colors for the bottom rib on the front and then for the bottom rib on the back. So I made the neckline and the bottom hem, the bottom rib, I made them match. I used the same yarns for those, and then I used the same yarns for the cuff on the sleeves and for the rib on the back. Whoop. Let's move a little bit closer again. There we go. So yeah, those are my main two finishes. This one was made completely out of Walk Collection. I used Walk Collection Cottage Merino and their mohair base and the DK for the neckline the ribbing on the sleeves and the bottom hem, the bottom ribbing here and on the back. So yeah, 3 different bases from Walk collection were used in this sweater, and it's so light and airy. It's knit on a pretty loose gauge. I think I used 5.5 millimeter needles. I don't really remember, but there are more detailed notes on yardage and all the colorways that I used, and the needle size on my project page on Ravelry, and as always I link in the description box below to everything that I talk about on the episode, so you can see it. You can see the detailed info on my Ravelry page. And one of my favorite features of this sweater is this cute little I-cord thing that connects the front and the bottom, and it goes all the way down to the sleeve. And I just love the colorways in this sweater. They just melt together so beautifully, and the mohair kind of helps binding everything in. You can also do this just in one color, and you can play around with only changing out your mohair. If you have like different colors of mohair, I think it would look really good if you picked like a neutral kind of gray or brown or something, and then had different kinds of mohairs to just play around with, and always change one color of mohair at a time. I think that would look spectacular with this one. And it also looks, I think it also looks really good with all these speckly colors, so you can definitely use up like a lot of your leftovers as well. And I didn't really make the top part because it's knit in kind of 2 different pieces. You do the front first, and then you do the back, and then you join everything in the round, like underneath the arms here, and then you start knitting around and around. So the front is more green, and the back is more like orange and black. And then here you can see that I joined, and then it goes the same all the way around it. So yeah, these are my finishes. I have another finish, but again I can't really talk about it because it's the texture time mystery knit along, and as I'm a test knitter, I started it before everyone else, and I finished it. When did I finish it? Thursday? Yeah, probably Thursday evening. So I finished everything. I still haven't blocked it or woven in all the ends and stuff, but that's, you know, a problem for another day. There's no rush for me to actually finish those details yet, but I will probably take an evening sometime this week or next week to weave in the ends and block the finished project. So I'm super happy with it. And clue number 2 was released this Friday, and I've seen some beautiful, amazing combinations or versions of this spectacular mystery knit along. I think it's one of Stephen's best work to date. I think it's absolutely beautiful. The surprise element that he released in clue number 2 is amazing. I never kind of envisioned it coming, you know. It's something new that I haven't seen from him before, so it was a lot of fun to get it was even a surprise for me, you know, and I've been doing a lot of his designs for years now, so it was a nice and fun surprise for everybody. And I think I've been watching the groups and the chatter on Instagram and stuff, and it looks like most people are super happy with what's happening with the design. So here's to hoping that everybody's gonna be happy with clue number 4, 3, 4 and 5 as well. So I'm excited about that, and I'm super excited to see everybody's finished projects, because I think this is gonna be a showstopper, to say the least. Okay, I think that's all for my finishes, because I don't have anything else to show at the moment. But I mean, hey, 2 sweaters, that's quite a lot. I'm gonna jump right into whips. I went to Amsterdam to visit Steven last weekend, which was super fun and super nice, and I love Amsterdam and hanging out there and cafe knitting and just enjoying myself. And my travel projects were the Texture Time Mystery Knit Along, which I can show, but the other traveling project was the sock that I'm doing for my mom. I talked about this on the last episode. I'm using this gorgeous skein of Twisted Finch in the Woodstock colorway. This is, I think it's BFL. Yeah, 80% BFL and 20% nylon. The colorway is called Woodstock. And these socks are gonna be for my mom. I have turned the heel. I finished the heel flap and then I turned the heel and did the gusset decreases as well. So this is how it's looking at the moment. There we go. I did the heel gusset. I did knit 1 row, and then on the row back I do a purl 1, slip 1, purl 1, slip 1, purl 1, slip 1 with the yarn in front for this effect here. And the whole sock is knit 3, purl 1, knit 3, purl 1. And now I'm doing the knit 3, purl 1 on the front, and on the bottom I'm just doing stockinette. So yeah, I was almost finished with the heel flap when I went to Amsterdam, and I did most of this just, you know, when we were in public and I couldn't really knit on the Texture Time Mystery Knit Along, because like I said, that one is top secret and can't be shown off. So it's good to have a project, another project that you can work on and just not worry. And this is of course living in my best sock project bag that my friend Adelia made for me. It's a custom bag that I asked her to make when I met her in Edinburgh, and she made me this beautiful bag that has been my go-to sock project bag ever since I got it. And yeah, she has this store, Garðbúð Eddu, which is located in Hafnarfjörður. The next whip that I have is my Vertices Unite blanket. No, my Vertices Unite shawl. I've done a little bit of knitting. I forgot to put in a progress keeper from when I showed it to you last, and I'm in the middle of a row. But I'm almost done with the increasing. I'm doing the large size, so I need to go up to 90 stitches here, and I'm almost there. I only have a few more increases left to do. So the first section is almost done. I'm using yarns from Vivid Wool, and this is her merino silk base, which is absolutely beautiful. These are the first two colors that I'm using. And then I have a bunch of other colors here that I'm gonna introduce one by one into the shawl as I'm knitting it. So I have a gray one as well, and then I have a yellow one. So yeah, I'm gonna grab a label here so I can show you. Vivid Wool. It's 70% merino and 30% silk, and the yellow color that I showed you is called Golden Honey. And yeah, it looks like golden honey. It's really, really pretty. So yeah, that's the Vertices Unite shawl that I'm kind of doing. I'm doing a row here and there when I have the time to do so, because I'm kind of swamped with test knitting at the moment. So, and I'm also teaching classes, so it's busy. So I'm trying to it's like a palette cleaner, like do a few repeats of the pattern for the Vertices Unite in between continuous test knitting. So that's that. I also have worked a little bit on my project for the Anything Icelandic knit along. I'm doing a lopapeysa called Cyrus, designed by my friend Dagga, who's the owner of Litla Prjónabúðin. And this is now officially my bus knitting project, because I'm just knitting in the round. It's the body of a sweater, it's super easy, I don't have to think. So this is being worked on when I take the bus into the office of my new job. I started my new job last week. So I need to take the bus back and forth every day, which is like 10 minutes each trip. It's not much, but this is perfect for knitting on the bus. And I also forgot to put in a progress keeper from when I showed it to you last, but I will do it now so you can actually see that I am making progress on it. So this is being knit out of llama wool from Camaros, and this this brown colorway is called Lys Brun Melleret. It's color number 6920. And then I also have this beautiful red colorway, and then I have a white one that goes into the yoke when I get to that. So, and this is living in this cute project bag from Dóttir Dyeworks, who is an indie dyer here in Iceland. Love this. I'm back. The camera died. The last whip that I'm gonna show you today is living in my latest Fringe Supply field bag. My grandfather gave me some birthday money, and I decided to splurge it on this. I love this bag. And have you seen their new one in the plum colorway? Okay, I already have 3 of these. I have the dark gray one, I have the yellow Labian one, and then I have this one, and I think I need the plum one as well. Knit life, it's a hard life. But these are, let me see, I'm gonna get the name right, Avia mittens by Ali of Skein Deer Knits. And I'm working on the first mitten. I haven't picked this up in a few days, like a week or two. But it goes super fast. You knit it with DK weight, so it's a super fun and fast project. I'm just gonna put the mitten on so that I can show it to you properly. The colors are not really popping as much as I would have liked, so the pattern is not really showing properly, but the main thing with these mittens is that they actually fit my tiny hands, and that's perfect. Ali does a great job explaining gauge to everybody. That's her, I would say that that's kind of her signature, stranded color work, and adjust your patterns by looking at gauge and figuring it out. And it definitely is worth it when you want something to fit. You just have to figure out gauge, and you have to do a swatch. And I did a swatch, and I got gauge, well, I got a little tighter gauge with 3.5mm needles, and I wanted a tighter gauge because I have really small hands. So I got gauge on 3.5, and I am knitting these on 3.5mm needles, and I think they look beautiful, and I love this pattern. Like I said, the colors don't really pop, but I don't care. I think it's beautiful, and I will definitely be making more of these because they are perfect, absolutely perfect. Let's take this off. I'm gonna show you the yarns that I'm using. Like I said, I definitely could have needed a bit more contrast in my colors, but I will just do that next time. There's always next time. At least for projects like these, that you know that you are gonna knit. I bought her Shelpo Mitten Club subscription, Shelpo Mitten Club subscription, and I don't regret it. Her mittens are beautiful, and her instructions are very clear. I know a lot of people talk about designs, especially from the Nordic countries, like from Scandinavia and Denmark, and sometimes from Iceland, that you only get like general guidelines, like get needles, get yarn, this is the pattern, you figure out the rest. That's kind of a common thing for some patterns, especially the older patterns. They just kind of expect you to know what you're doing, and that you know about gauge, and that you can just figure out what you're supposed to do and how you're supposed to make it fit. Ali's designs do not expect you to know everything, so she explains everything from start to finish, how you're supposed to get gauge, and yeah, I really recommend her patterns. So the yarns that I'm using for this is from the Fiber Co. It's called Cambria. It is 90% wool and 10% mohair. And I'm using these two colors. I love them. This one is number 001. It's called Scuffle Pike. pike, and the ochre one is called Buttermere. It's number 14. Buttermere. And yeah, I'm really happy with this. And I'm most happy that they actually fit me. Even if, you know, the pattern gets a little bit lost because I didn't have enough contrast between the two colors, I think it's gonna be okay. I mean, they're gonna keep me warm and they fit, and I'm super happy with them. So that's kind of another project that I grab when I need to, you know, clear my head a little bit, or if I'm waiting for instructions about the test knits, or if I run into any problems, or if I'm just fed up with it and I need to knit on something else for a little bit, I just grab one of these projects. These 4 have kind of been the main projects that I grab and work on a little bit here and there. So yeah, that's everything for whips as well. Okay, I'm gonna grab my notes here. So like I said, I have a Ravelry group that I will link to in the description box below, and you can join, and please do, because we do have a lot of fun there. And the knit along that's going on now is the Anything Icelandic knit along, where you knit a design by an Icelandic designer, or you use Icelandic yarns like lobe, or you use some of the beautiful hand-dyed yarns that you can get from the indie dyers here in Iceland. And we provided links to a bunch of dyers. I need to add a few as well, because they keep popping up, like the yarn, like the indie dye yarn business is absolutely booming here in Iceland, and there are so many beautiful dyers coming out with yarns. So and a few of them have contacted me and wanted to give away some prizes. So and today, or now, like right now, I'm doing the first draw from the chatter thread. And you don't need to have a finished object to be able to win. You just have to participate in the chatter thread and just join us, just chat away. I am going to do like the biggest draw that is gonna happen like on January 15th when I close the thread, or like the day after. Then I'm gonna do the biggest draw, which is gonna be like the biggest prize that you can win, and that's gonna be only of finished objects, or like almost finished. If you have more than like 60 or 70% done of your project, you can post that as well, and then I will only do a draw from those projects. So yeah, so right before I sat down to record this episode, I did a random number generator through random.org, and I picked from posts number 4 to 367 because that was the last post that I read, or that was the last post that was posted in the thread when I did the draw. And I'm drawing from those numbers now, and I, like I said in the group, if a number would have come up with a post that was from me, I just did another random thing, but that didn't happen. So the post number that wins this first prize that I'm drawing is post number 240, and the Ravelry user is called Savava BM, and she's Icelandic, and I know who she is because the knitting community in Iceland is small. So yeah, congratulations, Svava, and please contact me on Ravelry or social media. You know where to find me. And I'm gonna show you what the giveaway price is. I'm gonna reach and get it. So, first of all, she is getting this project bag from Helga Arnar, verkefnatöskur Helgu, and I will link to everything, like all the makers, below in the description box if you want to check them out. This is a beautiful big project bag. I have one as well in the same size, and when I was working on my Mold Mania cardigan, I put everything, like all my yarns and that project, into that bag, and it was fine. So this is definitely a sweater size project bag. So you get this, and then you get these beautiful set of stitch markers from Prjónamerkin mín. You can find them on Facebook. I'm gonna show you here. Prjónamerkin mín. So there are 3 different ones. These gray ones and these smaller black ones, and then 2 removable, like progress keepers or stitch markers. You can use them as either. So you win all of these. Put these in the bag later. You also get a skein of DK Vivid Wool in this beautiful gray and yellow colors. It doesn't have a name, but it's 115 grams and 230 meters of Vivid Wool DK. And you also get this beautiful yarn from Garn Saga. Garn Saga would translate to yarn history or yarn story. This is a beautiful yellow colorway called Solveig. I like the name Solveig because one of my best knitting buddies is called Solveig. And this is 100% superwash merino singles, 100 grams, 366 meters. So you get this as well. And you get a pattern of your own choice from Hildur Ýr Ísberg, who I interviewed a few episodes back, and you can watch that if you want to. So yeah, this is all yours. So please contact me, and I will, we will organize a meetup, or I can mail it to you if you want that instead, or you can just meet me anywhere or come to my house or whatever. We'll figure it out. So yeah, she's the winner of this first giveaway. I'm really excited. Okay, so that's everything that I have for you today. Now I'm just gonna chat a little bit about life, my trip to Amsterdam, and update you on what's been going on. So if you're not interested, you can definitely just stop watching and come back and watch my next episode or whatever. You don't really have to. I completely understand if people are not interested in me talking about my life. Funny to walk and cast on.
Yeah, it's weird. Living on the edge. Very dangerous. Gotta start a new project.
First things first, my sister and her son are doing exceptionally well. The little boy Eric is amazing. He's out of the heat box thing that premature babies are usually kept in. He's out of that. He doesn't need oxygen anymore, and he's just doing incredibly well, and he's so sweet. He's beautiful and doing good. My sister started radiation and chemo, so that's her next project. Her next goal is to finish that and be the amazing superhero that she has proved time and time again that she is. So thank you again for all the well wishes, and I'm blown away by everybody's kindness. It's amazing, and we are super thankful. So I also went to Amsterdam last weekend, like I said, to hang out with Stephen and Ned and just kind of recharge a little bit, because I was running low on energy, and just, yeah, it was good to get away for a few days to just kind of clear my head and take a little time off to just gather my thoughts and prioritize. And I felt super guilty about leaving, because I think you always do, kind of, when things are happening in your life. But I definitely needed it. I could feel it when I was coming back, how much better I felt after just getting away for a little bit. And of course, hanging out with Stephen was amazing, and thank you so much for having me over all the time. And thank you to all the amazing Westnitz and Stephen and Penelope crew for being awesome. I always feel so welcome, and yeah, I love those guys. They are amazing. And I'm going back to Edinburgh Yarn Festival next year. I'm so excited. I hope to see a lot of you there. I really hope you're gonna come. I will be working the Stephen and Penelope booth like I did this year. I'm so pumped. I had so much fun there last year. It was a lot of work. It was crazy the entire time, but I loved every single minute of it. I was just, like my friends said when I came back, they were like, okay, you were super busy, but like every single photo that we saw of you, you were glowing with happiness. And yeah, it's kind of what I felt like the entire time. It was just, I love meeting knitters, and I love getting to know new people, and I love helping people picking out yarns. It's like one of my favorite things to do, even if I mean, nobody likes the same things. Even if you like something completely different than me, I don't care. I'll help you out, and just we'll figure it out between us, and maybe I will get you to go a little bit out of your comfort zone, or maybe you will teach me something new. And I'm so excited to be going back. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Like last year was, it was the best, and I really hope to see a lot of you there. And if you come, please come and say hi. I probably will not be hanging out, like I won't be doing any classes or hanging out at the podcaster lounge or whatever. I will just be working the booth and hanging out with the crew and just enjoying myself. So yeah, Edinburgh, yay! Edinburgh is the best place, and I love that city as well. It's so fun. Yes, I think that's it. I don't think there's anything else. I started my new job, which is okay. I mean, I've only been there for like 2 days, but I think it's gonna be good. It's a big workplace, and I think it's gonna be a better fit for me than my old job. So yeah, I'm happy. So okay, I think that's it. I have some videos that I'm gonna insert here and there throughout of Amsterdam and stuff. So I'll see you in a couple of weeks, hopefully. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next time. Bye. We're doing a cooking show.
Oh, cooking with gas.
Cooking good looking.
It's cooking good looking.